369, taxi 16 via Kilo Foxtrot 369.
369, verify information uniform.
Have uniform, sir.
Executive ground, Cessna 11228 at area 2 with uniform, request taxi northwest departure.
Cessna 11228, executive ground is a IFR or VFR?
VFR.
228, runway 16, taxi via Bravo, Echo Kilo, cross runway 24.
Taxi 16 via Bravo Echo Kilo, cross 24, Cessna 11228.
566, executive clearance, credit Tito Bravo via radar vectors, Duffy is filed.
Brakes are good, your controls.
My controls.
Your controls.
Level 370.
Alright, your controls.
My controls.
Departure frequency 120.55, squawk 3124.
Clear to the left, clear to the right.
S3566, 3 back correct.
And clear to the right, clear to the left.
Clear right.
Is that a Falcon?
Yes, it is.
Alright, clear to the left.
Negative ground.
Clear to the right, clear across 24, landing and taxi lights are coming.
Roger, and you are clear on the right.
6265 Tango, executive ground, runway 16, taxi via Bravo, Echo Kilo, cross runway 24.
Bravo Echo Kilo to runway 16, crossing runway 24, 65 Tango.
Left. So how far away are those cumulonimbus clouds there?
I don't really know for sure. On the radar, they were just south of like Waukegan.
Okay. Not too far then.
No, not too far. We're going to have to probably stay a little bit farther west than we usually work.
Okay.
And we'll have to keep an eye on those two and make sure that they're not progressing towards the south. I'll pull up my radar here real quick. Yeah, just south of Waukegan. Far enough. Waukegan's been getting hammered all day.
Has it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, off to the west doesn't look too bad.
No, as long as that stuff stays. It is kind of moving south, but it's moving like southeast. So as long as it continues kind of moving southeast, it should be fine. But worst case, man, if we can't get back in here, we'll go land in Lake in the Hills and hang out there until the stuff moves past, and then we'll come back.
All right.
Because there's really nothing else out to the west coming through.
All right. That's turned into what little wind there is. All right, before takeoff, cabin doors latched and secured. Flight controls.
Just 566, taxi out of Atlantic Aviation.
Speed 566, runway 16.
Free and correct. Elevator
6
trim.
just 566.
Takeoff position. Fuel shutoff valve is on. Brakes are being held. Pressure is rich. And throttle up to 17. On up. Alright. Left. To the right. One to the left. One to the right. Carb heat. And good response on the ammeter. All right, throttle friction lock feels fine. Flight instruments altimeter is 1075 feet, and heading is 045. Radio will set to tower. Check the volume. Sounds good. Fuel shutoff valve is on. Transponder is in altitude mode, reading 1200. And we'll relean the mixture. All right, wing flaps are going to be up. And on runway engine failure, we will stop straight ahead.
566,
Below 500 feet, we'll land on the remaining runway if able. If not, we'll land straight ahead after pitching for 70. Above 500 feet, pitch for 70, land 10 to 15 degrees either side of the aircraft. And before taxi checklist is complete, so somebody penciled in lights, landing and taxi lights on.
Left-hand turn heading
We'll do that.
040 within a half mile off for departure end.
All right, for takeoff, mixture will be rich, wing flaps will be up, crosswind components will be slightly tailwind from the left. Do I do a, refresh my memory, do I do a crosswind correction when it's tailwind?
It would just be whether it's from the left or the right. So yeah, if it is a tailwind from the left, you would still want ailerons to the wind.
Okay, even with a tailwind, all right.
Yeah, because overall the wind component's going to be coming from the left, even though it's a tailwind once we're rolling down the runway.
All right. Brakes will be held, throttle will be full open. We'll check the engine oil pressure at full RPM. If everything's in the green, we'll release the brakes and rotate at 50, lift off at 60. Climb out at 70, and above 500 feet, we will climb at 80.
What would be the static RPM that we should be seeing when we set full power for takeoff?
Above 25.
Well, it's actually, I think it's around 2,300. So yeah, 2,350. I think I'd have to check the POH in the 150. But yeah, so know the static RPM that you should expect to see. In fact, with nobody behind us, let's go ahead and check it. Let's go mixture full rich.
Okay.
Jet speed 566 to 040.
Let's do a full power run up.
40 departure.
Takes their help.
566.
About 24. Yeah, that looks good. So know in the POH what static, the higher the field elevation, the higher the static RPM will be because the less dense the air is. But at sea level, I think it's 2310. Obviously, we're a little above sea level here, and the pressure is low today, so.
All right.
So even though the engine power is less at higher altitude, it's easier for the prop to turn through less dense air, so the static RPM will actually be higher.
Okay. All right. Was I just gone through the takeoff. All right.
I'm just going to leave it again for you.
Yeah, thanks. All right, we'll go back and call tower.
It's 6265 Tango Zig Tower, start your left-hand turn heading 040 and a half mile off the departure end, runway 16, go for takeoff. Clear for takeoff, runway 16 and a half mile after departure, heading 040, 65 Tango.
Executive Tower, Cessna 11228, ready for departure, runway 16.
Cessna 11228, Executive Tower, turn right to the northwest, runway 16, go for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 16, turn right to the northwest, Cessna 11228.
Make sure you take a good look out on final too. I want to see you checking final before we get on the runway.
Clear. All right, we got 6 on the magnetic, 16, 16, and 16 on the pavement. 16 is verified and full throttle. Green, green, green.
Tango 040 and heading contact Chicago departure. 40 and over to departure, 65 Tango.
Right rudder as that nose is coming off the ground.
turn to the right. Do we cheat a little more to the west this time?
I don't think you really need to. I mean, you can just do the, 3-1 heading, 310 heading. We're fine.
All right.
If you want to just kind of parallel Highway 12, just try to stay east of it so we don't have to worry about the 1,900-foot shelf.
Roger.
You can see all that rain coming down over there,
Yeah.
south of Waukegan. I think it should stay out of our way. But it's plenty clear to the west, so we'll just keep an eye on it. And if it blocks our route back in, we'll go to Lake in the Hills or something.
Okay. Level off at 2.
And we can kind of head more for like the open sky out there so we don't have to worry about the wispies over there.
All right.
More towards like Lake Zurich. Check.
We'll climb to 2005.
Executive Tower, citation 108, Lima Juliet, set up for the visual 16.
Citation 108, Lima Juliet, Executive Tower. Wind 060 at 5, runway 16, clear to land, verify Vedas uniform.
I'm sorry, sir. Yes, we have uniform and we're clear to land 168 Lima Juliet. I should have said that.
Citation 8, Lima Juliet, not a problem. Verify parking.
We're going to signature.
So 228 traffic passing off your right, a citation, same altitude, should be no factor.
Traffic in sight, 228.
A little late on that call.
Yeah.
I had him in sight though.
So it doesn't sound like Jim's a fan of the new student in the tower.
Oh, the what?
The student in the tower.
I mean, he's like any student. He's getting better every day. So it was a little rough at first.
Yeah.
Kind of caused a couple of traffic jams.
Jim got a little animated when he started talking about it.
Jim's a little animated, so. Well, once we get north of Lake Zurich, we can get set up for some steep turns.
Victor,
All right.
wind 0607, altimeter 2981, convective sigma 04 Central, 08 Central, valid until 2355 Zulu for Illinois, surrounding states available on flight service frequency.
Going to climb to 3.
If you want to, when you're able.
Okay. It's actually starting to look kind of nice off to the west there.
Oh, it's pretty nice. Could have brought my sunglasses.
Citation 8, Lima Juliet, continue on runway left turn Delta, left turn Kilo, cross runway 24, cross runway 30, signature.
All right, left turn Delta, left Kilo, cross 24 at 20 to signature with view 8 Lima Juliet, thanks.
We'll do clearing turns. I don't really want to go that way, so one to the south. All right, back to the west. All right. So, some steep turns.
Yes, sir.
All right. Do a steep turn to the to the left. I'm heading 270. I'm at 1,100. 100 on the airspeed.
Traffic. Go ahead and roll out. Let's turn to 360 heading.
All right.
Wasn't sure where he was going. There's more traffic at our 1 o'clock as well.
I got him.
Watch your altitude. That is jet inbound to executive. Let's try to stay at 3,000 feet.
All right. That other Cessna anywhere.
No, he continued on a southwestbound heading.
Okay.
Let's try one more time to the left.
All right, north heading 3,000 feet, 95.
Get a little more power in there.
Tower, Lakefront 27, visual 16.
Lakefront 27, Executive Tower, good evening. Wind is 0804, altimeter 2981. 8 is Victor, is current. You're number 1, runway 16, clear to land.
Clear to land 16 for Lakefront 27, and we had no ATIS coming up on that frequency, and we tested it with other frequencies, it works, but your ATIS, it seems like that it's not working.
They probably forgot to flip the switch. It's up now, and it's on 12, what was the frequency?
A little far.
2405.
124.2 is our ATIS frequency, but Victor's current. Again, 1003, altimeter 2981, 16, still clear to land.
Clear to land 16, Lakefront 27, thanks.
All right, we'll try it to the right.
All right.
You gotta get that nose down, back to your altitude right away, and power is necessary to stay on speed. So remember, as soon as you roll out of that turn, you're gonna have to get the nose back down because you're making a bunch of extra lift. Because you have so much horizontal, so much of your lift is going to a horizontal component of lift in those turns. That's why you have to increase the back pressure and increase the power. But then as you roll out, you're making a bunch of extra lift, so you gotta lower the nose, reduce that power right away. These 150s definitely seem like they need quite a bit of power to keep the airspeed up. Pretty much every time we roll in, we drop at least 5 knots, close to 10, but you kept it within. That one was within ACS, but it was close on the airspeed and the altitude, right down to kind of the lower end of the airspeed, and then upper end of the altitude, which is also not helping you with the airspeed. Let's try a couple more. We'll do one to the left.
To the left.
464 limit to the target. It's Victor's now current, no significant change. It's wind 0605, altimeter 2981. Continue for runway 16.
2981, continue for runway 16, 464 Lima.
All right, to the left. I lost a lot of airspeed.
Now, momentary deviation from the ACS is okay as long as you are immediately correcting to get back. So it's not necessarily an immediate bust. Don't give up on it. Just check your altitude though. So that's the only thing though. Check your altitude before you commit to pushing the nose over, because you can also use that extra lift to help you if you've gotten 100 feet low.
Oh, okay.
We'll get up to 3,000. We'll try one more to the right.
Signature for Lakefront 27. Looks like Delta Kilo, cross runway 6 and 12 with me.
All right, let's try that to the right.
And 0605, runway 16, clear to land.
Clear.
Runway 16, clear to land, 64 Lima.
Power. There you go. Make sure those eyes are coming inside. maybe a little bit more. I mean, it should be 90% outside, 10% inside, but every now and then come in, look at that airspeed, come in, look at that altimeter. There you go. Now bring that power back. That airspeed will start coming up right away. Now let's try one more to the left.
Down to
There you go. Check that speed right when you're rolling out. So one thing, if you feel like you're having a hard time holding altitude, check your bank angle, because it might be because your bank has gotten a little too steep. We got around like 50 degrees of bank on that one, so that was when we're having a harder time keeping the nose up. Yeah, but when you're recovering, start an instrument scan right away. As you're rolling out, don't fixate on the heading.
all right.
Start your rollout, but you should be looking at altitude and airspeed as you're rolling out to figure out what you need to do as far as that extra lift that you're making. Do I need to use that lift to help me recover some altitude? Do I need to reduce power because I'm too fast, or can I use my extra airspeed to get that 100 feet back that I lost? And immediately, you got to maintain that altitude. So even when we're level, in between maneuvers, you still got to maintain altitude plus or minus 100 feet. So don't let the altitude wander around. If you look at that altimeter and you see that you're 100 feet low, that's within ACS, but if you're not making a correction back to the specified altitude, and you're just hanging out 100 feet low for a long time, that could still be a bust.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and make a 180. We'll make a 180 to the left. It'll kind of be a clearing turn as well, and we'll head southbound. And we'll do a couple more steep turns with a southbound heading, work our way back to the south a little bit.
Down in 6-4 Lima, 1 able, verify parking.
Hangar 6, Mr. Tillman, 4 Lima.
For Lima, turn right, Lima 3, taxi, Yankee, Delta, cross runway 12 with me.
Lima 3 with you, Yankee, Delta, cross 12.
All right, whenever you get stabilized here, we'll try another one to the left.
All right.
And Paul Walkie Tower, good evening, beach at 800, turn up to the left base, visual runway 16.
Beach at 800, Sierra Delta, Executive Tower, Victor's current wind 060 at 6, altimeter 2981, runway 16, clear to land.
2981, we got Victor and clear to land 16800 Sierra Delta.
I should hear that RPM coming back as soon as you're rolling through 30. If you're on speed as you're rolling out through 30, that power should be coming out at the same time. And so when you roll into the turn, you're adding back pressure and power rolling through 30 degrees of bank.
Yeah.
If you're perfectly on altitude and on speed as you're rolling out of the turn, you should be reducing back pressure and reducing power as you're rolling out through 30 degrees of bank as well.
Okay.
So don't wait until your wings level to bring that power out. It should be happening as you're rolling wings level. If you're on speed and on altitude. If you need to get altitude and you're slow, then obviously leave the power in. But you were pretty close that time, and you kept it in. Let's try one more to the right.
All right.
Adding power. Watch that pitch. Up a little bit nose high. Get it over to 45 degrees bank. That'll help the nose come down.
70 at 5.
There you go. Power's coming out, lowering the nose. There you go, you hit your wake. That's a perfect deep turn.
Cool.
Feel that little bump
I
there?
did.
Only if the bank was a little bit shallow, you were like right on 40 degrees of bank, but I mean, that's good enough. It's plus or minus 5 degrees on the bank angle. We'll try one more to the left.
All right.
Sierra Delta 1 able, verify parking.
Go to signature 00 Delta.
Left on Delta, left on Kilo, cross runway 6 and 12, taxi with me.
Left on Delta, left on Kilo, across 612 with you, 800 Sierra Delta.
All right, pretty good. How do you feel? You want to do one more to the right?
Sure.
Milwaukee Tower, bearing 99 Romeo Fox, ready to depart runway 16.
There you go.
Milwaukee Tower, bearing 99 Romeo Fox, ready to depart runway 16.
99 Romeo Fox,
A little steeper on the bank.
Begin your turn within 1/2 mile off to departure and turn left. Go left and heading 040, runway 16, clear for takeoff.
Left turn 040, runway 16, clear for takeoff.
It's a little shallow on the bank. Remember, 45 degrees is right between those two bold lines.
Yeah.
There. So make sure that that pointer is right halfway between those two. When like basically when one side touches the bold line, that's like 40 degrees of bank. But I mean, that was definitely within ACS. Looking pretty good. Well, let's get set up for a power off stall.
All right.
Turn 9 Romeo Foxtrot left heading 040, contact Chicago departure. Good day.
Turn 040 and contact departure 99 Romeo Fox, good day.
Not bad, just a little bit sluggish on getting the power in there. Once you commit to recovering, just get that full power and get the nose, reduce the angle of attack.
Okay.
We'll try one more, this time with a turn. We'll do a turn to the right, so you can level off at 3,000. And then you can get set up once you get your descent established. We'll start about a 20-degree bank turn to the right.
All right.
And then stall it with that 20-degree bank. Let's do it with 30 degrees flaps.
Okay.
And you can give me a 20-degree bank turn to the right, and then power to idle. Go, now flaps need to come up to 20. Very good. Try not to let that nose drop. Let's turn to about a 340 heading.
All right.
And you can level off at 3,000. I just keep looking back to make sure I can still see the Westin Hotel.
That is Lake in the Hills there.
Correcto. So we'll get recovered here at 3,000 feet. Make sure you're trimmed out and everything, you know, just back to cruise flight, and then we'll do a power on stall.
All right.
Good. That nose down. We need to get back down to 3,000 anyway. Let's go ahead and descend back down to 3,000 feet. We'll try one more with a right turn.
Power on.
Yep. So be careful now because we'll be in a right turn, but you got left turning tendencies from the engine. So if you're not coordinated, you will be in a cross-controlled position, and this is where you can get a maybe more significant wing drop. So just like you did before, you got a little bit of a wing drop there. You covered with the rudders nicely. So same deal. We'll slow down maybe just even a little bit more. Yeah, 60 knots or 60 miles an hour is good.
Okay.
But yeah, make sure that nose is coming up as you're adding power. Don't let the speed come up at all as you're in that pitch up. Otherwise, we'll kind of be sitting there forever.
front 27, just waiting a call back from approach.
60, you said?
Yep.
Right turn.
Correct.
Executive Tower, FlexJet 650.
FlexJet 650, Executive Tower.
Hey, we're on the other frequency here with approach. We're
Make sure you got
inbound,
enough right rudder in
Gulfstream
there.
650, and we're just abeam the airport over the lake here. Just trying to get a feel for what's going on at the field. Are you guys getting rained on at the moment?
Negative, it's all to the north, and we're good, at least good 5 north, so there's no precipitation.
Lower the
Okay, yeah,
nose,
we're
lower
looking
the
at a
nose, lower the
cell
nose.
just,
You felt that
a few
buffet?
miles
That's
north
the
of
stall.
you.
Okay.
Nose down.
That approach fix there.
Yeah, there's a citation going through it now, so probably give you a good pirate from him.
Sounds good. Appreciate the help. And as
All right,
far as
how'd those feel? You want to try any more of them?
The citation.
Following him.
I think they looked good.
Yeah, I was
Talk to you in a bit.
pretty happy with them. I mean, I'm sure I can do better with practice, but
Let's go ahead and do slow flight.
all right.
This heading will be good for now.
Tower, Red Lakes 264. We're 2,500 feet, about 4 miles outside Higu for the RNAV 16 approach.
Lakefront 27, Executive Tower, begin your turn within 1.5 miles of departure and turn left. The left and heading 040, runway 16, clear for
And
takeoff.
we'll do it with flaps 30.
Red Lake 264, Executive Tower, good afternoon. Wind 0707, altimeter 2981, runway 16, clear to land.
Clear to land 162981. Thanks, Red Lakes 264.
Looks like we got a little cell of heavier precipitation, about 3 miles in circumference around the Northbrook VOR, so you might be entering here in the next 3-4 miles.
Yeah, we got some showers right now that we're in.
Yeah, the ones 3 south, you looks like just a little bit of heavier precip.
All right, be a nice plane wash for us.
Just make sure you're staying coordinated here. And we're going to need a little more right rudder with a high angle of attack and high power setting. High-ish power setting.
Lakefront 27, 040 on the heading, contact Chicago departure. Good day.
Where's the run heading
Watch
going
that
to departure?
altitude.
Lakefront 27, good day.
If you need to, turn the carburetor heat off for more power. All the way off. More power, more power. Power for altitude. Can't wait till you're 100 feet low to make that recovery because it'll be very hard at 3,000 feet with 30 degrees of flaps.
Yeah, it's just crawling back up.
Let's start just kind of a gentle right turn to about a 210 heading.
Okay.
Remember, when you're turning in slow flight, no more than about 5 degrees of bank. When's the last time you checked the engine instruments?
A while ago.
Check them before every maneuver.
Okay.
So when they ask you to do slow flight, look at the engine instruments, and ask you to do steep turns, look at the engine instruments.
Fish 108, Lima Juliet, Executive Tower, taxi with me, runway 16, taxi via Kilo.
With you. Sorry about that. We'll go via Kilo 16.
No problem, sir.
So we've recovered our altitude, so the power should be coming back now.
Thank you, Victor. 81's in the box 3 times.
So just kind of keep that scan going. Don't blow through that altitude.
Like 264, I got your headlights now as you're coming out of that last bit of precip, and how was your ride through the weather there?
It wasn't much. It was just rain showers is all it was.
Fantastic, thank you, sir.
All right, good job with that. Go ahead and recover to about 90 miles an hour on this heading.
All right.
Wind 080 at 4.
All right, so say you look over here and you see the ammeter showing a discharge and this little low voltage light is on.
I'm going to go to the checklist.
All right, let's do it.
And there's nothing for it.
Let me just make sure that's true. I believe you. No, there isn't. There should be an electrical system malfunction checklist. If it's not in our checklist, go ahead and turn right to about 270 heading.
270.
Now there's no checklist for it. So there's only a paragraph about it. Malfunction the electrical system. Recommends resetting the alternator. So basically what you would do is turn off everything. Obviously, if you are in controlled airspace and you're talking to air traffic control, you need to let them know what's happening and you need to tell them, hey, oh, by the way, we still got the flaps down.
Now we're going to Atlantic, red like 624, 264.
But watch out for that, because that could be a bust. We got outside the VFE there.
Lima, taxi with me.
Roger, right
We'll make
turn,
a box
30,
pattern, just
right
kind of
turn,
go to the
I'm
north
gonna stay with
again.
you, red like 264.
Okay.
Citation 108 Lima Juliet, begin your turn within 1/2 mile off the departure and turn left. Left and heading 040, runway 16, clear for takeoff.
Okay, we'll make that left turn within a 1/2 mile of the runway end to 040. We are clear for takeoff. Runway 16, 8 Lima Juliet.
Have you done any flight by reference to the instruments yet?
No.
We might do that a little bit. We'll see here.
At the foggles.
Yeah.
That to simulate like flying into a cloud.
Right. If you were to accidentally get yourself into a cloud, we want to make sure that you get out of it. So yeah, if your alternator was showing a discharge, we want to reset it. We turn everything off. Turn off the master switch and check your alternator circuit breaker here. If it's popped out, put it back in. Then turn the master and alternator switches back on. See if the alternator switch alternator circuit breaker stays in, and then you can start turning things on one at a time again. If it pops out again, you can either do it again, reset everything, and just don't turn on whatever the last thing was that you turned on when it popped out. But if it pops out again, you really should just leave it popped out and land as soon as possible.